Hello. Today we're going to do a project with the spreadsheet program Microsoft Excel. Now some of you probably are used to using Excel as a spreadsheet, but today we're going to turn the tables a little bit. We're going to actually use it as a database. And the Excel program that you're using may not be the same as the one I'm using, and that means your interface or the way it looks may be slightly different. But in all versions for the last 8 years of Excel, there are ways to do everything that I'll show you in the next 4 videos. So just follow along. What you don't understand, just rewind a few seconds or a little bit and watch it again and do it step by step. And I think you'll learn a lot about Excel in the next 4 videos. Today, we're going to do an Excel worksheet about the planets. And I've opened up Excel, and you can see that Excel workbook is chosen. It's over here on the right. So I'm going to click choose. And now we have a complete Excel workbook page. Make this a little smaller so you can see it a little bit better. And most of the time it does not open looking like this straight across. Instead, what happens is it opens up in a view that looks like this. That's by default. But it's a little bit confusing. So just the first thing you need to do is go up to view and click on normal like I have here. And it looks pretty good at this point. Next, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to save this, and we're going to go to File, Save As. Since it's called Workbook 3 or Workbook 1, whatever you have, that means it hasn't been saved yet, so we're going to click Save As. We're going to call it Planets. Please, spelling counts heavily in this project. Make sure it's spelled correctly. And then Desktop is what I have, because I don't have a Documents folder, but you're going to put it in your Documents folder. So you'd click that double arrow, come to here, and click right here. I'm not going to do it because I don't have one, but you make sure you put it in your Documents folder. Then you need to click Save. And now it says Planets up here instead of Workbook. First thing we're going to do is go to 1A, cell 1A, and we're going to type the headings of these columns. And the first one is Planet Name. Again, spelling counts. We're going to hit the Tab button to get to the second column, and we're going to type diameter. And then we're going to put a parentheses, which is Shift 9, and we're going to put MI dot and then Shift 0 for parentheses closed, and that means diameter in miles. Hit the Tab button again, we get to the C column, and I'm going to type distance from sun. Then we're going to hit the Tab column again, and we're going to type number, and that's going to be abbreviated NO dot or NO period from sun. And those are the only 4 columns we're going to have on this particular spreadsheet. Now, as you can see, you cannot tell exactly what's on the edge of these because these columns are a bit small. So you go to the place where it has the ABC for the columns and put your cursor, which is your mouse, in between the 2 columns, A and B in this case. You'll get a double-headed arrow. If you click and then drag, you can widen the column, which I'm doing here. Here we need this column be widened, so I drag it out a little bit until I can see what I need to look at, and this one, and finally distance, number of I put number of suns. This is actually number of moons. All I have to do is double click in it, highlight what I don't want, and begin to type. You don't even have to delete. And so those are our columns. Let's select row number 1 by clicking right there in row number 1, and that means this is whole row number 1 all the way out to infinity is now selected. Let's make it bold, and then let's go over here to alignment, the alignment section, and click centered. Now, if you have a formatting palette, you can click on cells and get the alignment palette. I'm sorry. the alignment palette inside there, but I want it all bold and all centered. Now, the next thing we have to do is put the names of the planets. We're going to start out with Venus, and then we're going to hit return and go to Mars. Please, again, spelling is important here. And Saturn. If you don't catch it the first time I type it, just rewind the movie a couple of seconds. That's Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. No, not the dog. Mercury is next. Earth comes next. Uranus. And finally Jupiter. That's the end of the first video. Please do what it says here, and then we'll come back.